YouTube. I see that we meet again. So lately I mentioned that I was gonna make a fishing video, and ever since I can just feel the universe pushing me to make a fishing video. And I have not found the time to get outside and buy the fishing license and go and do the fishing yet. So we're gonna get our toes wet here, and I have a few boxes here that have been in my garage just sitting for over 10 years. And this is all stuff that's out of my boat, and it was just thrown into boxes, and it's got dust and stuff all over it. I'm just gonna go through it, organize it, clean it off a little bit, bring it inside in the air conditioning, and let's see what we find. Okay, so here we go. I got my $3 hat on from China. I think I got the bill straight on it. I'm gonna be moving things from the boxes that y'all may not be able to see to the totes. It's hard to find a camera angle that can fit all of this in and be close enough to get details. But anyways, so the first thing is this Bass Cat bag with jumper cables in it here. And a bungee cord. There's so much stuff. These are ignition key. Well, sold the boat and I didn't send the ignition keys. And this is a trailer lock. I don't need those anymore, but they're in there. I don't even know what to do with some of this stuff, guys. I just want to get it in out of the weather and store it and clean it up a little. This whole box right here is all fishing line, mostly fluorocarbon and braid. This is fire line. And I was looking through the prices at fishing line the other day just to see, and I don't know how I ever afforded this hobby. It's like $15.99 and higher for fluorocarbon fishing line. There's some mono. There's no telling how long this trilene's been in here. It's been out in the weather. And that's one of the tragedies of stopping fishing for so long, because all of this stuff has been exposed to the weather now for over 10 years in my garage. I mean, not in the weather, but it's in an unclimate controlled garage, whatever the word is for that, non-climate controlled. But with this fluorocarbon and stuff, I mean, you could use this just to have fun fishing or practice for a tournament or something. I don't even know if I'll ever fish a tournament again, but even fishing for fun, if you get a big fish on and break them off, it's just gonna tick you off. I mean, this is a brand new thing of 15-pound trilene fluorocarbon, been in the garage for 10 years. This whole box is probably $200 worth of fishing line. I don't even know what this would cost to replace. I'm not really gonna mess with that too much right now. It's all organized in there. I'm gonna leave that box alone and just bring it in out of the weather. Here is a pump that you could use to go tubing. And it's filthy. This wasn't really on my part of my bass boat, but we used to have a fishing ski and we used to tube and stuff when I take my friends to the lake. And this has been around for, 15, 20 years. So it just ended up in the boat box. Perfectly good one of those. I used to like using this. It came in handy quite a few mornings. And I'll bet it still works. This is like a survival flashlight or whatever. I don't know what it's called, a kinetic powered light. Or whatever. When it's dark in the morning and you can't find the light and you don't have to store battery, you just wind that up and you always have a flashlight. And it actually has an on and off button. So wow, this has been in storage over 10 years, and before that it was, I got it in like 2003 or something. And you don't have to have batteries. That's a really neat tool. I really like that. I used to use that in the early mornings when I was getting, when I need to find something in the boat or whatever. This thing was always around. It still works. So that's actually a neat tool, made in China it says. And it still has the little protector on the lens. I'm gonna leave that on there just because it's protecting it. Okay, that thing was neat. Some neoprene gloves, and these things have chainsaw sawdust all over them because I've been putting my broom and things on top of this box. A neoprene glove and a disabled boat flag. All right. Stick that in here. You never know when you need that. Another neoprene. Maybe this is the matching. Nope. Here's a non-matching glove and another non-matching neoprene glove. I'm not sure why I had all these. Maybe for driving the boat when it was cold outside. That's when I use them. Keep the wind off your hands. Okay, at least this one is a set. That one has a matching set, the camouflage. So, some driving gloves. This one does not have a match so far. There's two black. Let's see. Are these black ones even? They're both the same. They're both the right hand. So that won't work. Okay, the North Face. I should take this upstairs and wash it. I got a North Face winter weather hood. I'll put that in the laundry and use it sometime. This is a saving face mask, extra face, the face visor guard cover. That's a sleeve for one, and I don't see one of them around. Okay, that's an old towel. Don't want it. Okay, a plastic weigh-in bag with sawdust all over it. I'm just gonna I'll vacuum when I'm done, just kind of sweep this stuff off. But I had this, I guess, for local tournaments or whatever, but here's a perfectly good PVC weigh-in bag. I don't know, it didn't get much use, but it's in good condition. We'll put that in here. Oh man, an anchor. That's dirty. That should go in the bottom of the box. And this is a pretty good anchor. I don't want to say perfectly good. It's actually got bent tines on it. And I don't know how I bent the anchor, but it happens, I suppose. It gets down there and gets stuck, and you bend it trying to pull it out. And a spare trolling motor prop. Look at all this money I spent that's just sitting here. This is brand new. Doesn't have the pin. You'd have to reuse the pin and the screw lock on the back. There's that. Oh man. Some VMC flipping hooks. Look at how faded that package is. It's supposed to be clear to yellow. So I'll hang that up on my wall here. Just put it up here somewhere. That's good. And more fishing line. Mono, trilene. And some a structure marker buoy. Another structure marker buoy. Those are probably completely good. I mean, unless they have a hole in them and they sink, I would imagine those are still good. Some swim baits that are all greasy and they don't have a hang tag. I'll put these with the rest of my swim baits right here. I have all of those here's another package of all of those swim baits. And when these things first came out, I took these things to the lake and caught so many smallmouth, it was ridiculous. I mean, I was catching them like crazy, and then I kind of got away from using them for a while. And sure they still catch fish, but now the bass have seen a lot of swim baits. I'm sure they still work though. This is a problem. I got a big mess. One of these. That is a lure retriever with several lures on it, and that's a shame. This whole thing is all messed up. It's supposed to be inside of a case with a spool. Alright, that's gonna take a minute. I don't know. If I untangle this right now, I might go ahead and speed the video up and do like a 10 times speed or something. So forgive me while I do this here. Okay, this was the part I wasn't looking forward to. See, this just got thrown in a box and abandoned. And here's like spinner baits and buzz baits. Oh, man. There's a nice little chatterbait. Man, that skirt is just torn up. I mean, you could still catch fish on this stuff. The hook needs to be sharpened. It needs a new skirt. It's still got line tied on it. Ugh, this is a mess. So, all of these, I don't know. Some of them I might throw away. Like, that was a nice spinner bait. And it's got a rusted hook. I just hate to throw stuff away, but I mean, that hook is still good. This hook is all rusted. It's got a trailer hook too. It's not as bad. It must be a different material. It was a red trailer hook. I mean, you could still catch fish on that. You would need to put a file on it and sharpen it and knock some of the rust off of it. Hopefully the blades turn well. I mean, for the time being, I'm just gonna hang it up. I'll hang it up. I have all of this. I have so many fishing baits. It's kind of sad because anybody who's a fisherman knows the addiction and the money spent and the people's wives that say, don't go into Bass Pro Shops and spend your paycheck and you come out with $600 worth of lures and rods or whatever. But I have that. I still have, if you like this video, let me know, because I still have 3 or 4 boxes of tackle in the garage that are full of every different kind of tackle I haven't touched. I have plastic baits that have been in the garage for 10 years. I could maybe look at them and go through those. All right, I'm just gonna hang these spinner baits up, bring them in out of the weather. Excuse me while I hang these. Here's the spinnerbait hook. I got all kinds of, I don't want this rust to start spreading though. If I got them all touching up here, I don't want them to all intermingle. And a laser lure. Anybody remember laser lure? That one is only slightly stored. Still in the box. I'll hang that up. Now I don't remember if those take batteries or how they power themselves, but I don't know if that laser light will work anymore or not. Here is a fishing reel, and several of these fishing reels were having issues and things, and that's why, oh man, spinnerbait skirts everywhere. Hold on a second. Some of these reels were having issues, and that's all part of, you know, something else. I've been away from them so long. If I started throwing them again, I don't remember everything that I had going on at the time. They just got thrown in a box. I was pretty frustrated. The last tournament I fished was at Table Rock, I'm pretty sure, and I lost 2 or 3 fish in the last hour, and I was ticked off. I mean, I threw in a dock and I broke one off on a jig, And then I had, you know, Table Rock is a big spoon lake. I didn't have any other rods rigged up, and I broke that jig off, and I had a rod with a spoon on it, and I don't remember the weight, whatever, it's too heavy to flip, but I took a spoon and I flipped it right back under the dock because it was the only thing I had, and he bit again, or a different one bit again, a spoon, as it fell down under a dock. It didn't do anything to it, just hit it on the fall. And I set the hook and it wrapped up in something and broke. No, I think that one was the one that it ran out away from the dock and jumped into the sunset. I mean, like picturesque, like this is like something that you would have seen in your dreams or something, but it was a nightmare. Jumped with the sun behind it and everything, about, you know, it was a 4-pound nice fish, and threw that spoon, and it was time to go away. Yeah, I was ticked off, and that was my last tournament. And then, you know, I ended up selling the boat shortly after due to, you know, other circumstances, just the money of having a boat sit in a garage and paying storage and everything else. So all of this stuff got thrown in a box, and I don't really know what is what anymore. Like if there was problems with the reel. I mean, I remember one, I had a reel upstairs that I used to play with my cat flipping around, and I know it has problems with the gears. It does weird things. When you set the hook, it'll spin around backwards and do all this weird stuff. So I know that one, but these other ones, I don't know. This is a Shimano Bantam Sitica, probably pretty good. What was this other one? It's a Corrado, and here's a seemingly nice, except for the spider webs and dust. It's real sparkly. This is a Shimano Sahara 2500 FB. It's real sparkly. Now that looks like a good reel. I don't want to keep, I got it all put away, but it won't turn right now. That might work. Bring it in out of the cold and put it inside here. Here's another Corrado, I think. Yep, another Shimano Corrado, just sitting in here, perfectly good, waiting to be used one day, and I have no idea when that'll be. Oh look, here's an extra trolling motor prop and pin for the trolling motor prop. So that would go to this prop that I just put in here. Hopefully that's compatible. But there's the pin and the twist lock thingy. Okay, this is old, and I have a collection of memory cards. This is fishing hotspots. These are fishing hotspots memory cards, and then another memory card from somewhere. I mean, this is Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Massachusetts, North Carolina, etc., etc. I don't think this will be compatible with anything anymore. I mean, somebody out there probably still has an old boat that uses that technology, but if you would go to buy anything that's within the past, you know, at least 6 or 8 years, it's all going to be live scope, you know. I don't even know if modern Lowrance electronics will recognize that old chip, so it's probably outdated. I don't know. These Storm swim baits, I have quite a few of these Storm things. Unopened, never used. And here is my culling board, and it's getting really dirty. So before you were to put a fish on that, I would probably want to clean that. It could have motor oil or, you know, God only knows what on it. And you don't want to put your fish on there and get them all nasty. So I'll give it a quick wipe down now. It's not too bad. It may have a little bit of rust on it, but I don't know what that's made out of. Might be aluminum. There's just some brown. Maybe that's not rust, but it's got a little bit of funk all over it. And it's a mix of fish slime and dust and motor oil and chainsaw sawdust and everything. But yeah, I mean, I could clean that up a little better and spray some stuff on it and get it better if I ever needed it. Put that in here. And a patch. And then look at this, another brand new laser lure. Looks to be better. The packaging is in better condition on this one. And I came across these along the way somewhere. Somebody may have given me these laser lures because I received very little sponsorship and things. And I should remember the gifts that the people did give me. This is one of them. The Mighty Gripper. It's a way to grab your fish. And then I think this thing opens his mouth. And you can hold his mouth open or something. And this company, I don't know if they're even still around, but they were nice enough to send me a package of this, and they had some other, they had like a thing that you put on your rod that and then a wrist supports for like deep cranking when you're cranking all day. And this little thing comes off your rod and hits up against your wrists, so it gives you support of cranking that crankbait. Speaking of deep crankbaits, they sent me one of those and this and some bobbers and hook keepers and things, and that was really nice. Whoever that was, thank you. And I don't know if they're still around or not, but that was a budding company that was trying to get going and sent me some stuff. And that's really about all I got as far as sponsorship. But anyways, look at these scissors. Those are nice. These are like braid cutting scissors or something. And I could use these for something, but I'll put them in the box here. They may have a little touch of rust on them. I don't want to spend forever trying to clean this stuff out, but I guess if I bring it in and wipe it off. Yeah, it might have a little, but it's not on the edge. It's just a little piece of brown something. Ooh, it scraped off. Okay, well, there's some nice scissors that you could use to cut braid. You could use multiple other things. Fingernail clippers would work. So there's those. Oh, wow, lake mats. I don't know if anybody even uses paper maps anymore, but back in the 90s and 80s even, really I didn't use many of them in the 80s, but in the 90s when I was first getting going, when I was a teenager, we used to take paper maps and mark them. And if you had any friends that knew spots or something, you could take them a paper map and go over the lake and mark spots and things. So here we are, Table Rock East and Table Rock West. Speak of the devil. Ugh. In Lake Norman. So I have all kinds. Douglas Lake, Lake Norman. And there's another box behind me here that has paper maps in it. I can put those in there. There's a couple more. This is Table Rock, Table Rock. These are different. These are AID. And hey, that's something else. You know, you could get different brands of paper maps and get different detail and different fish attractors and whatever. I don't even know. I guess I would still probably look at paper maps, to be honest with you, but there's so much in your electronics now. But when you're preparing for a tournament and the night before and sitting in the hotel room and stuff, I guess it's good to have a paper map. People probably still do that. I don't know. Okay, this is a short little length of rope for like dock line. That's what that is. Just, you know, something that's easy to get to and manage and pull up to the dock, and I got a loop in each side, that type of thing. So, I mean, that would still work. It's a little bit discolored, but I'm not gonna get this thing to fold up. It's a mess, okay? I don't know how I wound this, but it looks something about like this. Something about like that, that'll work. And some fingerless gloves. And I cut the fingers off of them to be able to tie line and things like that. I don't know. I guess it was supposed to keep me warm. Those are probably garbage. I mean, those are garbage. Here's another sunglass case that was perfectly good. I don't know what that emblem is. I don't know if that's, I don't want to say what that is. I don't know what that was, but there's a sunglass case. I'll put that with my visor. And here's a koozie that is outdated and a hook file that is rusty. I mean, this would still work, but it's a rusted file. I almost want to just throw that away. And then a pair of needle nose that's kind of rusted, but I mean, this rusted stuff, I just want to keep separate from anything that could be harmed by it. I'm going to put that in this bag where it won't be touching anything else metal. And look, I mean, these are a stainless multi-tool, needle nose pliers and knife, screwdriver. Could be handy. It's got a ruler on the side. Put that in here with my other rusty tools. And a pair of fingernail clippers. Those are disgusting. Trash. Here's that other glove. Hey, we got a matching oceanic neoprene glove. We'll put that down here with its partner. What is this? Oh, look at this. That's a neat deal. Ooh, a bug. This is a light that clips on a hat. You could clip it on the bill of your hat, and that's almost, that's pretty cool, but it gets out of batteries. It's got a little bit. Don't know what kind of batteries that takes. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like a CR2032 or what? Oops. Yep, it's one of these little flat. I can't read that right. Yeah, CR2032. I actually have some of those. It's getting a little corroded in there. You know what? Because of that, I'm going to take the. You know what? I better leave them in. I'm going to leave them in so if I ever want to replace them, I know that it's a CR2032. And that's something that I would need to do like now. Go ahead and replace those because they will corrode in here and just ruin this thing. So if I remember, I might come back down and mess with this. It's kind of a neat deal. I was going to say you could wear it. Like I wear those headlamps all the time, like a big powerful LED one, but this is on a hat. So like if you were working on your car or something, you might not like this because the bill of your hat would be sticking up and you can't really get under your car. But it has other uses. We'll put that right here on top. I might come back for that. Now, here's some other scissors. Ooh, those are tight. Those need oil. These need oil, but overall in good shape. They're not really rusted. A little bit of something on it, a little bit of corrosion on them. You could probably cut braid with those too. Some decent scissors there though. I have all kinds of stuff, and I have 3 or 4 pairs of scissors upstairs, so I don't really want to take those. And here's another trolling motor lock. I should put that in the bag with this one. I think they're all the same. This one's been used before. Oh, what the heck? I'll just throw it in here. I mean, I could have an auction. I could sell so much stuff on eBay or something. I don't know, but like I said, it's kind of sad because you spend a fortune on all this stuff. This is part of a Lowrance depth finder unit, and I don't know where that unit is. Probably garbage. The heck with it. Here's some more $18 fluorocarbon, 8-pound test, and a Sharpie, a big old Magnum Sharpie. Maybe I was using that to mark braid or something. Still works. Wow. Ooh, that's a big old Sharpie. Still smells like one. Catching a buzz. Hey, a Buckeye. Maybe that was good luck. It's got a little crack in it. Huh. So, I mean, hey, just a quick side note. Kentucky is looking for a new champion Buckeye tree. I'm pretty sure they want an Ohio Buckeye. So I'm sure they're down in this area. I don't really know how to identify them, but if anybody has a big Buckeye tree on their property, go to the Champion Trees website and register it. I'm gonna throw that back in my box. Okay, here's a culling system. I got all these. We're getting down to the bottom here. So let me know if you like this video. And I don't know, the other boxes I have are mostly baits and they're pretty much organized, but they're just dirty, and the plastic lures could be like melting through the bag and they just get real funky. I took care of some other plastic baits and the packaging was just full of oil and degrading and falling apart, and my hands were filthy, and the dye was all coming out of the packaging. And it's not the people's fault. I mean, it's been in the weather for 10 years. So it was the inside of the packaging. The baits are actually still fine, but I took them out of that packaging and put them into a plastic tackle box. I don't know, Plano or whatever it was. But I think you can take, like, if those baits were to get stiff and the plastic started drying out, I think you can take some mineral oil and put mineral oil on them and just kind of lube them up or whatever you want to say, and get them supple again. These culling things are pretty good. I mean, here's the thing though, like, this is the kind of stuff that can kill fish in your live well. I feel like these have been sitting out for 10 years. The inside of these tubes are faded and whatever, and while I think it would probably work, you know, if there was like WD-40 in this box or something and it's been soaking in it, then you put on a fish on this and throw it in your live well, it's going to be leaching chemicals in there and everything, and that's all part of fish care. So they're probably okay, but I mean, that's just the kind of thing that I think about. I mean, maybe I'm a weirdo, call me crazy, but that's what goes through my head. Is I don't really know if it looks kind of dirty. It might not be the safest thing for a fish anymore, so I don't know. I mean, I'll hold on to them, but minimum I would try to clean these off the best you could, soak them in water for overnight or something before you use them. And here's a green Sharpie. I was probably marking braid with this stuff, and a pair of forceps. They are just completely getting, you know, these would still work if you needed to get the job done, but they are rusted. And they would work. I mean, if you had a deep hooked fish and you needed these, a lot of it's cleaning off. If you had a fish that was hooked really bad deep, you could use these. Maybe I'll put them in with my rusty tools in the back. I'll put these with my rusty pliers, because those could bail you out if I ever needed them again, which I may not. You know, it's good to have. Sometimes around the house I might need those too. Like if you drop something down a hole or something, you know, I've been like, I know I have forceps somewhere, and there they are. A quarter, got a little oxidation on it. That'll still spend. I would hold on to that. We'll put it right here. And And that's it, guys. I got a couple spinnerbait skirts and some garbage in here, some instructions to something. Nope, this is a warranty card for something. I don't know what it is. LexisNexis. Oh no, this is the boat registration. This is an old boat registration something. I don't know. Some junk mail or something. Okay, so that's going to conclude this. I just need to go back through and untangle this mess. Maybe this is a lure retriever, which is really nice, but you can see the mess that it's in. It's in kind of bad shape. So I'll untangle this, and let me know if you like this video. I can try to find some other boxes to go through. I got a bunch of lures and baits, and I got another box here behind me with some other random stuff in it. But this is the one that needed to be done for now. So I'm going to sign off and get this thing untangled.